I'd like to call to order the September 11th meeting of the Board of Public Works and Safety. Roll call. Here. Here. Are there any conflict of interest statements?
I believe so.
Approval of the minutes. I think nobody had an opportunity to review the minutes, so we'll defer action on that. First item is item A, contract with TGB Unlimited, doing business as Bancroft for Second District Street Lighting Project. And I'd like to welcome our president, who was a few minutes late. And I'll hand the gavel over to him.
Carry on.
Do I have a motion to approve the contract?
Oh, yes, yeah, make a motion that we approve the contract.
Second. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passed. Okay, that's the only one we finished.
Okay. Item B, change order number 2 received from Golf Inc. from the Hammond Purdue Calumet Outdoor Athletic Complex at Dowling Park.
This is an increase of $13,260. It's been reviewed by the engineer in charge of the project and it's recommended for payment. So I'd like to make a motion that we approve the change order.
Second.
Motion and second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Item C, request for advertising dates of September 18th, 2014 and September 25th, 2014 with a proposed opening date of October 9th, 2014 for contractual police ordered towing and storage service for 2015.
I'd like to make a motion that we set those advertising and bid opening dates.
Second.
Motion and second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Item D, disposal authorization received from the Hammond Police Department.
There's several vehicles. I'd like to make a motion that we approve the disposals.
Second.
Motion and second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Item E, correspondence received from the Hammond Fire Department requesting $5,550 from the 5th District Councilman Michael Pinker's gaming money for a concrete pad at Fire Station number 6.
I'd like to make a motion that we approve the transfer.
Second.
Motion and second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Item F, notice of violation hearing on property located at 1118 167th Street.
We're asking for the removal of the basement apartment and second floor apartment. As far as the basement goes, ceiling height varies from 6'6", 6'9", no fire separation. The windows are 60 inches from the floor. A maximum of 44 is required. That does not meet code in any way. As far as the second floor goes, there's no fire separation between the first and second. And headroom above the stairway is only 5'5" when 6'8" is required. And there's no permits whatsoever for any conversion. So we're asking for it to go back to a single family.
5'5"?
Above the stairwell, yes. Yeah.
Anybody here from 167th Street?
I believe he's been noticed. He signed for the letter. I think he's trying to sell the building and just walk away. Oh, here he is.
Morning.
So they want us, I know, they want some stuff removed. Do you have any problem with that? No? Room?
What needs to be removed?
Are you the purchaser? You're the purchaser, you're
No,
buying this
I'm the
property?
one that owns the property.
When did you buy this?
2006.
I don't.
You were the one that inspected
Yeah,
it.
I'm sorry. I don't recall. Been so many inspections. I think we made it pretty clear when we did the inspection what the situation was. I think Matt has reiterated what the code violations are. We've been requesting it comes back to a single family home. We'd like to get this heard and a finding before purchase is made, before he sells it, and someone else buys something that they think is a multi-unit and inherits something that doesn't meet code.
Well, first off, I bought the building as a multi-unit. It was listed as a multi-unit. It's actually listed as a 3-unit. It was listed by the assessor as a 2-unit. and I bought it as a multi-unit. I did not separate the units into three, I did not cut up the building and separate it into three units. It was that way when I bought it. Secondly, they're saying that there's not sufficient headroom in the second floor. That has 9-foot ceilings in it.
Headroom in the stairwell.
Stairwell going
The
up.
stairwell I agree with, okay. But there's nothing wrong with the second floor other than it needs a fire separation. So this building needs a little bit of work, but I don't see why I would have to go back to a single unit, single family dwelling.
If zoning would allow, if it's R1U, I'm not sure at this point, if it was R1U and a contractor came in, created that fire separation, made it a second unit, that would be something that would be addressed by the contractors and the zoning feels if it needed to be. Is it possible to be a 2-unit? Yes, but it's going to have to be a safe 2-unit. It's going to have to come to current code because it's never permitted to be a 2-unit in the first place. So if someone was to buy it, want to make it a second 2-unit, they're going to have some money involved as far as wired smokes and headroom and such.
Well, it does have hardwired smoke detectors throughout the building, in all 3 units.
So I think my question is, since you're selling this building or attempting to sell it, the buyer needs to know that code violations.
Right.
I think secondly, if you're willing to agree to make the improvements to meet code for the second floor unit, then
Yes.
we can continue the hearing.
My only concern is that is fair disclosure that whoever made purchase this property understands that if it's going to be a 2-unit, there's going to be money involved in that. You're not going to buy it as a 2-unit. When we're in front of this board, asking it to revert back. If they're going to make it a 2-unit, zone properly, what the inspectors tell me, what needs to be done is come to current code as far as a 2-unit.
Sir, are you in the process of selling it?
Yes, I am, because right now I can't even rent it out because all my units are shut down
We want 1 unit. We don't want 2 families, we don't want 2 units occupied at the same time because of the fire separation issue. You could, and I explained that at the inspection, that you could rent 1 unit.
right, but in order to correct the problem, in order to correct the problem, I would have to have that unit vacant because the ceiling needs fire separation installed and it needs drywall installed.
Right now, it's not running.
Well, I had a tenant in there, but as soon as they found out that the building was deemed unsafe, they stopped paying me and they've abandoned the unit since then.
Wasn't unsafe for 1 unit to be occupied. Problem comes when you add that second unit, second family. The law of averages goes up every time you put more people in there. So if you had a tenant for the main floor or, it's the only thing that can be occupied as the main floor because of the headroom and the stairs to the second floor.
Well, actually, you know,
That he could have a tenant. If the tenant was to call us, we would certainly explain that, or if he was to ask us to explain it to the tenant, I have no problem explaining the situation.
well, when they came in and inspected, they came into the first floor unit, which was occupied, and that's where they started their inspection. They put a sticker on the top, second floor and a sticker on the basement unit. But they didn't, the tenant that was in there thought that his unit was being shut down too, and he would have to move out.
Move from there to that.
I didn't get a notice, this was in May, and I didn't get a notice by mail until August on this thing.
Research
About-
needs to be done. It's an extensive process. We don't want to take something in front of this board that we don't have proof of.
Well,
We're not going to guess on this thing. Uniquely in this situation, the tenants that were on the first floor, were actually in another unit that we marked uninhabitable. They were not unfamiliar with this situation. They'd actually moved from one place that was marked uninhabitable to this place. First floor wasn't marked uninhabitable. They had no purpose to leave. They were safe where they were at. We just want to make sure the other units were going to be occupied.
am I under oath here? Well, if I am, I'd like to say that's not true. That person that was in the first floor unit has been there since day one that they started renting.
But I think what they're saying is you can have have somebody living on the first floor.
I didn't move anybody though.
What he's saying is, he never said the first floor was uninhabitable, it's the basement and the second.
Right.
So you could do the repairs to the second floor and still have somebody living on the first, am I right, Kelly? That's an option. When they stop paying you, I don't know, I mean, they were misinformed on the fact that they couldn't live there.
Right.
I don't understand, I'm not sure of that whole thing, but
Well, that's not really the issue. The issue, I think, here is that, you know, I'm trying to prove to you guys that I didn't cut the building up and
we're not
I
saying
bought
you
it
did.
the way it is.
We're not saying you did cut the building, but when you
Not
bought it,
decided.
whoever you bought it from, or maybe the previous one before that, they might have done it without ever having any permits
Right.
to make it a two-use building instead of three, because the basement's not gonna work. So I think when you bought it as a three-unit, but it really was never, permits were never pulled to convert it to a three-unit.
Right.
You can have a two-unit, but you have to do something to the second floor for the fire separation.
I thought it was because it was listed in the assessors as a 2-unit. And
There's a lot of buildings,
Yeah.
this is a lot.
The assessor isn't, you know,
I'm not saying it's, you know, it's due diligence, but,
Do you have a problem with
You know.
making the second floor livable with whatever?
no, I would like to make the second floor is in good shape. The only siding that I have on here is the hallway going up to it and the fire separation, right?
Biggest issue, I mean, it's blue frame construction, it's actually a brick building, but, your framing, there's nothing to stop that, fire blocker. My concern today is that it gets sold as a 2-unit, and then the owner's here saying exactly what he said, he bought something that was a 2-unit, advertised as a 2-unit, and it's not a safe 2-unit.
Do you have a potential buyer right now?
Yes.
And are they buying it under
They
the
know
rise of
fully,
a three-unit or a two-unit?
well, it's a 2-unit, but they're aware of all the or they're not aware of everything because I don't know what is, you know, we have to have an electrical inspection, we have to have inspections to find out, but they're aware that all this has to be done.
have you sold?
I haven't told them, I'm sorry, you want
Have you signed a sales disclosure document that, you know, there are no ordinance violations or nothing pending? Have you sold it to a realtor or are you selling it yourself?
I'm selling it myself, basically, but I haven't signed anything saying that there isn't any,
Do you have
and I wouldn't.
to tender a sales disclosure document to your buyer
Right.
indicating the condition of the property and whether there's any ordinance violations? So, as long as you can, I think, bring back a sales disclosure document to the building department, show them that you're disclosing to your buyer that there is an ordinance violation for the unit.
Pending hearing, anything that's, and I believe actually Matt has talked to the potential buyer, explained roughly the situation. It's just a matter of, is it gonna be a single family, or is it gonna be a 2-unit?
Okay, so you have talked to the buyer?
I have.
Good. Brief conversation.
He's aware.
Okay, so the buyer's aware?
Yes.
But we don't have that,
Documentation.
right? And I don't want someone to come back and have the same
No.
situation this gentleman's in. I bought it as a 2-unit. They said it was a 2-unit, but it's not a safe 2-unit.
I think we need to just get an agreement today with property owner that, you know, he'll make the disclosure and, some agreement to correct the safety violation, code violation. I think we can continue it.
30 days.
Okay.
If there's a sale forward, this is still pending, he discloses that. Matt's talked to the purchaser. I don't have a problem with that. As long as we come back and this will be a safe property.
I'd like to make a motion, we continue to October 16th. Second.
Motion and second, all those in favor? Aye. Ayes have it.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you, sir. Just trying to be safe. Item G, correspondence received requesting rental registration hearing.
October 16th.
Motion? Second. All All those in favor? Ayes have it. Item H, order to rescind, order to demolish property located at 1013 Reese Avenue.
Make a motion that we rescind the order.
Motion, second, all those in favor? Ayes have it. Item I, agreements to rehabilitate property located at 5730 Northcott, amended, and 1011 177th Place. Kurt, anyone?
Kurt, is this the one from the lady last week doing the siding, or is that the other one?
Another.
Another one, okay. Make a motion that we sign the agreement.
Second.
Motion and second, all those in favor? Ayes have it. I'd like to recognize Councilwoman Vines, who's joined us this morning. Good morning, Councilwoman. Item J, correspondence received from Mr. Gary Gleason, Director of Public Works, about recommending residential parking only signs to be placed on the 6800 block of Wicker Avenue, and advising the brush has been cut back on 176th Place.
Recognizes.
I'll second.
The motion and second, all in favor, ayes have it. Item K, correspondence received from Scott Middle School requesting permission to hold a 5K homecoming fun run on Saturday, September 27th, with street closure.
I'd like to make a motion that we approve the street closure.
Motion, second, all in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. We gonna send that to PD and
Yes.
Gary Gleason? Item L, correspondence received from Northgate Church requesting permission to block the alley between their church and parking lot on September 13th, 2014 during a free community giveaway event.
I'd like to make a motion that we approve that alley closure.
Second.
Send it on to PD.
Yep.
Motion and second, all those in favor? Ayes have it. Item M, garage sale permit submitted for approval.
Looks like the word's getting out.
I guess.
Garage sale season.
Like one on every block. Make a motion that we approve them all.
Motion,
Second.
all those in favor? Ayes have it. Item N, correspondence received from attorney Steve Haddad requesting an extension of time on the agreement to rehab property located at 7247 Calumet Avenue.
Make a motion that we approve. Chris has already looked at it. It's okay.
Motion,
Second.
all those in favor? Ayes have it. Item 6, matters from board members.
Two disciplinary actions. I should state the name. I'll make a motion that we approve the two disciplinary actions that were submitted by Deputy Fire Chief Margrath.
Motion, concur. All those in favor? Ayes have it. Item 7, matters from other department heads or their representatives. Item 8, new business. Item 9, old business. Item 10, the meeting is now open to the public. Anyone from the public wish to address the board?
I would like to.
Yes, sir.
My name is Kenneth Morrison. I'm a scrap contractor.
What kind of
About 12 years ago, scrap contractor. About 12 years ago, I made an offer to the city to purchase the old nickel plate or the L&M steel bridge on the rail line that now has been created into a bike path on the other part of it. I was wondering if I was to go ahead and make another offer at this time, whether you'd be pretty receptive to it. And then the second thing is, who exactly should I address this offer to? If you'd be interested in The bridge, since that time, I think there's been a couple people hurt on it, and the city has incurred some liabilities. At one time, you had barricaded both ends of it.
Which bridge are you talking about?
It's the steel nickel plate bridge. It's northwest of the bus station. That's, bus station used to be the train station where the rail line used to go. It's behind the or the recycling yard there.
Not the one near Soul Avenue.
No, not the one sold. No, this is another bridge. You know where do you know your railroad's pretty good? The Norfolk Western or Norfolk Southern? Norfolk Southern goes northwest up into Chicago, and this bridge would be like a block to the west of that bridge. It's in the woods right now. You can't even see it. The overgrowth has pretty well covered it up. But it's the old rail line that the nickel plate or Louisville and Nashville, which is going way back in the 60s, that used to go. But the bridge actually has no, at one time I thought the South Shore was to run this line down to Dyer. I don't know if that was the route they were going to take, is what the bike path is now, but
That's under study right now. There's a study going on to see what the route will be for that rail line.
okay, but this bridge would have absolutely no feasibility of being used for something like that. I mean, they would have to tear this bridge out and then put another structure.
Bridge cross over the Grand Valley.
Well, it's either it goes over there's about 30 foot of moving stream there, yeah. The rest of it is sort of like floodplain. But I mean, you have incurred liability that people have gotten hurt on it.
I have no idea.
Are you sure the city owns it?
Well, if you don't, that'd be great, because then I'll buy it from the railroad.
Well, we need to investigate it. Why don't you send us a letter with contact information to the
And-
Board of Public Works and Safety?
All right, Board of Public Works and Safety, that's here in this building.
Attention, Chris Cantar?
Chris Cantar?
Yeah.
All right, that's the other question.
Express your interest and stuff, and then we'll investigate, make sure the city owns it, and make sure it doesn't, I think you're probably right. I think that South Shore one could use that structure.
No.
They may be, I don't know what kind of supports it has.
Mm-hmm.
They may be able to utilize that.
Yeah, that's true.
The new
That's
bridge.
a very good point. Yeah, they might be able to.
And that study's moving along. We probably won't have an answer on that until after the first of the year.
But, I think really there's a liability, because I did remember years ago in the paper, somebody broke their leg or something on that structure, and the city ended up having to pay for it. I mean, one time you did barricade it off. You blocked off both ends, but that's since been long gone. Now the ties are gone, so it's just a matter of beams going across there.
Because the other bridge, the one near Seoul.
Yeah, that's a historical monument. Yeah, that's a turntable style. This one, at one time, it used to lift up, but now it doesn't. But I think it would be the benefit to the city to remove it, just from liability issues, as to how we go about doing that.
Yeah, give us a letter to state that you're interested, and then we'll investigate it, and I'll talk to Chris Cantar is the city attorney, the corporate counsel.
Okay,
And we'll discuss whether it's feasible for us to sell that at the present time,
all right.
if we own it.
Well, I did, like I said, 12 years ago, I made an offer, but that time it was thought that you might utilize it, so I don't think that, at that
I
point,
know that we own the
land,
right-of-way
right away,
from south of there all the way to Munster.
right. Yeah,
I don't know if we own anything north of the Norfolk and Western tracks.
no, this doesn't cross the Norfolk and Western. This goes across the harbor. This line used to go across the harbor. And it used to go up,
Yeah, but didn't it have to cross the Norfolk and Western track?
no, it runs parallel, yeah, it ran parallel with it. And then it curved to the west, where the Norfolk Southern kind of went northerly direction. Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
All right, so to Chris Cantori, who's the attorney.
Cantar.
Kanter.
Okay, thank you very much.
Or TAR. Sorry.
Anyone else from the public?